All right, sir. Good evening, Mr. Hafiz Agbola. Would you kindly just give us a little introduction, what you do, and
Okay. Like you said, my name is Hafiz Agbola. I'm a Nigerian. Just to put it in context, I'm a graduate student currently at McGill University in Canada. I'm running my master's in education and society. Yeah.
all right, sir. Thank you very much. So, I'd like to ask you, the basis of this discussion is the IELTS argument that has been in the front burner for a while now. So some people are complaining, some people are saying, why are we writing this? Why do you have to write that? But as an expert in that field, I'd like to seek your opinion on IELTS for Nigerians. Is it something we should be writing?
Well, to start with, I think I don't see the basis of Nigerians writing IELTS. Why? We have a number of factors. A number of reasons why I say that. The first is that we were once a British colony before we were granted independence in 1960. The second thing is that most Nigerians speak English even from perhaps even their first month of after birth. So we speak English throughout our lives. Our primary schools, where even the National Policy on Education recommends that teachers should use Yoruba between primary 1 and 3, you find out that in most schools, the larger percentage of schools in the country don't even use the indigenous languages. They went ahead, they go ahead to use English language. So you can virtually see 6 years of primary school, even from children in KG, pre-nursery, 6 years of secondary school. Some people go to maybe College of Education 3 or 4 years, depending on whether prelim or whatever, university, When you add those numbers together, you find out that some people have been speaking English, maybe officially, from school capacity for 15 years, some maybe 20 years. So you also have another category of these people that have been working for a number of years in corporate organizations where they use English. Then the language of trade, communication in the country, the National Assembly, language of governance is English. So I don't know why should we then be subjected to writing a language proficiency to even make the matter worse that get expired at the end of the day. So I don't think there's any reasonable justification for it.
Oh, okay. So, but in fairness, when we check what IELTS is about, it says like it's an English test for non-native English speakers. And I don't think we are native speakers in Nigeria, but it's our official language. So, but looking at what you just said about some people having spoken the language for close to 20 years, shouldn't there be waivers? Even if you are going to write IELTS, shouldn't there be waivers like, okay, so if you have this, you don't need to write, it doesn't have to expire, you don't have to pay this much. Shouldn't we have something like that?
Okay, before I answer the question, let me start from one particular thing you said. The fact that we are not native speakers. Yes, we are not native speakers. But now I want to ask a question. Because of the fact that we are not native speakers and I want to study in the UK, for instance, and you are subjecting me to language proficiency, why isn't the UK government subjecting Nigerian government officials that want to do government businesses in the UK? Why can't they subject them to write? Because they cannot speak English, right? Why can't they subject them to English proficiency? Oh, Mr. President from Nigeria or from other countries where they write, before you come to our country, you have to write English proficiency so that we know at least you can speak English. Or even let the president write it and after 2 years renew it. You understand? So to me, I think the justification, like I said, is not really viable. Now, if at all we are not going to write it, like you said, I don't know why it's so expensive. It's costly. So I think if at all, it has to be written for the purpose of perhaps maybe graduate students that want to study, and you want to see if they can actually fit into the rigor of graduate education. Then it should not be that expensive. That is one. The second thing is that in place of IELTS, why not WAEC? Okay. Normally, I don't think anybody want to go outside the country to study without having been passed through writing WAEC or whatever. So maybe WAEC, or if the IELTS will actually stay, why does it have to expire? Okay. So are you saying that after 2 years, then I don't know how to, I've passed it now and it expires, then you want me to write it after 2 years? So which means my English for the past 2 years has expired, it has expired. In my case, I wrote it twice. I wrote it 2 times. Okay. I wrote in 2017 and I did another one in 2019. Okay. So does that mean that between 2017 and 2019, my English speaking ability got bad, that I needed to now renew it, because that is the way it is? So if at all it's going to stay, if at all, which I don't think it should, if at all it's going to stay, the cost should come down. It should not have any expiry date, in my opinion.
Okay. So basically from what you said, there seems to be a rip-off somewhere on let me be particular, but on Nigerians now, there seems to be a rip-off of having to write that exam. So if in recent times we've had people signing petitions, people advocating for it to be changed and all of that, but do you see that as an effective means of effecting a change?
Well, I think it's a good start. So somebody or some people have to take the initiative, and I commend those that are actually behind that. I think that is a very good start. I don't think if they are not taking that step, I'm not sure many of us will be, many people will be queuing behind it. I'm not sure, perhaps we might not be having this interview, So I think it's a good start, but it shouldn't stop there. Signing petition is one thing. Making sure that other follow-up steps are carried out are very important. And one of the things I would suggest should be done is that the Nigerian government, the Nigerian leadership has to be carried along, especially the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Yeah, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, the Ministry of Education, and other interested bodies that need to put in words and get involved with diplomatic decisions. I think we actually need to bring them up. If we can get, when many senators, House of Reps at the Assembly that can actually move a motion for government to actually look into it and take proactive steps. I think those different things need to be bring together into one package so that we can achieve the aim of scrapping it or adjusting some requirements.
Okay, yeah. My next question would have been what you just answered now. So, like asking, What role should government play, and what other pressure groups aside government would you recommend?
Okay. Well, I think let's start with the media. This is a fantastic job Sarah TV is doing. This is part of the process of mounting measure. I think it's a wonderful initiative, and I think it should not stop with this interview. So many other stakeholders, you have to talk to them. Those in government, hear their opinion. But maybe raise a campaign. The media could actually raise a campaign for media organizations, for government functionaries to buy into the idea and ensure that the pressure is well heated and well mounted. Okay, that is one. I think media houses have to be involved. Government functionaries have to be involved. National NGOs in the country, NGOs that are basically concerned about human rights. I think we should get Amnesty International involved. Yes, you might say that it is not really an abuse of human rights, so to say, but in a way, it is an injustice of sorts. So, I mean, any NGO that we can actually think of that can partner and be involved in this should be called upon. Okay. So many other people that are necessary to be involved. If it is possible for us to actually extend this to make sure that our brothers from other African countries are also mounting the same pressure from their own end. So, because I see this as one instrument of the legacy of colonialism. Okay, colonialism exploited Africa for many years, and this is an extension into new colonialism. Okay, so because it's like exploitation. Why do I have to be paying? I think I can't recall it properly. The last time I did the exam, I think I paid 85,000 or thereabout. So, which I don't know what the current price is or what the price will be in the next 5 years. So, it's ripping off, it's exploitation in a refined way. Okay, so they are no longer using cannon to kill Africans. So you are using another means to kill intellectual Africans. So I think if we can get African brothers from other countries where the same is applicable and get them involved, I think we should. So we should not limit ourselves to some particular set of people out there. I think we should extend our net so wide that we can capture everybody and move along.
Okay, thank you very much. On a personal note, I studied communication and language arts, which is like the art of speaking, writing, listening, and reading in English. So why do I still need to write IELTS? But if it was other languages, it would have been understandable. If it was other nationalities, it would have been understandable. But we're talking about the English language, which has been like at the core of our lives, basically for as long as it can be. So I'd just like to get your final notes regarding this. You already said you already covered all grounds, but I'd like you to just give a final note before we round up, sir.
Okay, thank you. I think IELTS is exploitation. Most of us are even probably mentoring people to be able to skate through it for now, are doing it because that is a system that is existing. And I also want to charge other people that are probably into the business of IELTS to look at the other side of it. Okay. Personally, I used to mentor people because I don't collect money. I don't have any benefit from it. But being a teacher for more than 11 years, a teacher of English language and literature for that matter, I had to write IELTS on 2 occasions, so you can imagine. So, but this is a good course, and I will always be in support of it, and I urge other people to actually support it. I see this as one way of dismantling the structure of oppression, which is part of neocolonialism that is affecting many African countries. So, and I also have a message for the conveners that we should not limit this to certain set of people, extend our net so wide that we can capture the big fishes. Our advocacy should be taken to the National Assembly of the country. Let the legislators, let them speak out. Let the government functionaries, let them speak out. Let well-meaning Nigerians, influencers, and everybody be carried along. And I'm sure we would definitely achieve our aim one way or the other. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much for this interview. I really appreciate it. I hope that when we call on you some other time, you gladly oblige us.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.